Well, in the last 17 years, we've probably got 15 or 20 people who've been to all 17 conferences. And the thing that we've really stressed since day one is, number one, we'll give you a good program and we'll give you a lot of ideas you can go home with. But I've also stressed, like from 1993, that the real value of this conference is networking with other no-tillers and suppliers in the hallways, getting new ideas that you can try. And you may go to someone and say, hey, did you just hear that guy talk? That was a ridiculous idea. And the guy that stranger that you're talking to in a hall will say, well, geez, I make that work all the time. And then this networking is what really works in this conference.
I actually attended the first one here in Indianapolis and have made them all, I believe. Maybe not each day, but try to. It's probably the best learning conference that I go to annually. You know, the sessions are good starting points, but a lot of the learning and networking that's developed happens in the hall, at meals, in the evening, and actually I've developed contacts that I can talk to all over the Corn Belt that have come from this meeting that you can bounce ideas and questions off of.
We love coming here, and we love the No-Till Farmer Company, the newsletter, and we learn an awful lot from the other attendees. It's a lot of exchange out in the hallway. That's where the real value, I think, is.
Been no-tilling for continuously now for about 15 years. I've played with no-till for the last 20 years probably, and been attending this conference. I think this is the 14th or 15th year I've come to this conference and find it pretty useful.
We've got about 4 ideas that we use on this conference. We got general sessions, and then we have what we call no-till classrooms. And in the no-till classrooms, you've got to pick one of 4 or 5 sessions to go to, the one that fits you best. And then next we have what we call roundtables, no-till roundtables, and there are 60 of those. And you can pick to go to 4 of those different times. And those are basically, for instance, there might be one on early weed control, and you sit down and that's the only topic you talk about. We have a moderator, and you just swap ideas with other people in the room. You may say, well, I tried this and it didn't work, or what can I do for this? And you get ideas from 14 other people. And the neat thing about these roundtables is on the first day we have them, then you talk to some people that you'll go talk to later and get more ideas from out of the hallway. And that's a real learning experience in this meeting. And some people will tell you these roundtables are the most valuable part of this whole meeting.
It's awesome. I mean, Frank Lester and Lester Publications have done a tremendous job over the years of putting together a program every year that's different, yet it still has some basic elements that work for everybody, whether you're a beginning no-tiller or if you've been doing it for 25 years. Information exchange, there's no place else that you can go and get 850 no-tillers together and have an opportunity to just share in people's experiences. And yeah, you got some people from all over the world that are going to have different conditions, but they've had similar challenges, and to talk with them and hear their presentations about how they've dealt with those. So it's just tremendous.
In my opinion, the best no-tillers and the best soil scientists, the best people in this particular field in the world, not just the U.S. or Midwest, but they've had speakers from all over the world and innovators of ideas. Most of these guys are not just suggesting what's done as common practices. They're on the edge of new technology, and I attribute any successes that I have to no-till from a lot of the information I've learned at these conferences.
Conference-wise, this is the best think tank in agriculture that I've found. I was at a IPSA meeting in St. Louis back in the 90s. The No-Till conference was going on at the same time. I wandered in a couple of meetings and met some of the people, and I thought, well, I'm a no-tiller. This is something that I'd be interested in. And I was nominated for Consultant of the Year in 2000, presented the award in Des Moines, and I've never missed a conference since. And I was, when you receive the award, you're asked to give a presentation on how you earned it or what you did that was recognized. And that just got me to a lot closer to the people that attend here. There's many repeat attendees here. We pick up a few new people every year.
The information from the National No-Till Conference is really information. When I say that, it is the networking. I mean, all of the farmers in all of the breakout sessions and all of the breaks, everybody's interacting with other producers, you know, finding out what works for them, where they're from, what they're doing, how they're raising that specific crop. So it's a huge amount of information. The National No-Till Conference group assembles a really comprehensive booklet, so every producer that comes to the conference gets access to this or gets a copy of this book. Maybe 300 pages worth of very good information, lots of other publications, so you're getting good speakers, good information, lots of interaction, plus a lot of good materials that they can take back home with them and read through it at their own time.
When I was getting ready to buy a new corn planter and knew I wanted to put on nitrogen with the corn planter, I got a lot of help in how to set up my planter and what equipment and what row cleaners to buy and which row cleaners maybe didn't work quite as well, and all those things cost a lot of money in the end, and they'd cost more money probably today than they did then, but you can find somebody to help you with almost any problem that you have. Well, the conference here is really set up to in such a manner that you have a lot of opportunities to visit one-on-one. You know, we have big sessions, and then we break down into smaller sessions of maybe a classroom size of 30 or 40 people, and then break down into round tables where there might be 12 or 15 people in there. And that gives you an opportunity to, maybe you're just remembering a face or a question that somebody asked in another session, and sooner or later you'll have the opportunity to maybe be sitting right beside that fella, and you can ask him what he meant by something, or how something used that you know he's used worked. And just the opportunity to share information back and forth between everybody. And everyone here is at the conference is in the mode to share real well also.
This is the first year I've been at this conference, so it's an annual event, and this has been the first one. In the time I've been here, I've had an opportunity to meet with a lot of growers, and I take great pride in myself being like a sponge. I like to visit with folks and learn what they're doing to try to incorporate it into our operation. And here at the conference, I've had the opportunity to visit with some of the sponsors, and then also talk to some of the growers. And the roundtable discussions, I'm pretty excited about participating in those. But just at the breakfast forum, I was with a group from Ohio and some Kentucky folks, and so it's just good to hear different situations and challenges, and try to hopefully incorporate some of this knowledge back at our operation to make it a little more successful.
It's extremely educational. It gives farmers the latest information, helps them reduce their risk and increase their income, and keep up to date. And it's not just listening to the speakers on the program, but communicating with other farmers who are here, networking. I know there have been some long-term friendships developed from attendees here at the National No-Till Conference.
Well, you know, you come here, these guys and gals have paid to come here. They're dedicated, they're interested, you know, they're serious about it, and I think that's been good for me. We've met a lot of great people. It's been a real good experience. You learn something every time you come here, and you go home with a lot of new ideas. You hear a lot of different and interesting things they've done. Go home and sort out what'll work for us on our farm.
In the 12 years that I've been coming here, I always leave with a book full of ideas to go home and go through and try, and some we adopt, some we don't, but it's always, you always leave here with something that makes it worth your time.
It makes a person think, how can I improve my operation? What do I need to change to try and improve my efficiency, to get better yields, reduce cost, that type of thing. You know, you got the best minds in the no-till agriculture there here at this conference. You know, if you don't learn something, my thought is you haven't tried.